Alright, so what I did is I went back in and I just shortened up my elastic and put another box in, and then I pulled my elastic so it was tight, and what it did is it just kind of slipped right into place where it needed to be. So the last step of this casing is I feel like I got some threads that are kind of hanging out here, just from that that box that I put on. When you hold that elastic tight and kind of even it back out along your casing waistband, it'll kind of slip back into place. But what we now need to do is we need to close this open edge here. There's different ways that you can do it. I like to do the machine stitch, but it does take a little bit of finesse and keeping everything flat, because you have to keep your elastic taut as you kind of put these pins in. So I'm using my hands to kind of keep that elastic tight, so that I can put my pins in and have those be straight. Now I'm going to see maybe which one will lay everything flat. I think that if I actually put my pins in backwards, so that the balls are facing the inside of the skirt as opposed to the outside, that kind of is holding things in place. So I'm putting my pins in right along that folded edge line, because that's where I'm going to be stitching, and angling them back up in towards the top of the skirt. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just placing these pins in along that 1/4 inch fold line that we folded under first, and then what I need to do is I need to come back in and close up this hole that I had left open. So I'm just going to put a couple more pins in, not too many, because I had to open that up because I was kind of struggling to get that elastic back in there. So, and then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go in with my machine and do a straight stitch row right along where those pins are put into place, connecting the bottom of the casing stitch lines. And the trick is that you really need to hold your fabric flat as you go. So it does take a little bit of finesse of kind of holding everything in place, and if it's not absolutely perfect, it's not the end of the world, but we want to try to, when we stitch, we don't want to stitch through that elastic, because we need it to be able to expand and contract as to fit the wearer. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm positioning my sample underneath of here, and I'm going to overlap a couple stitches. I'm not going to do back stitching, I'm just going to overlap. I'm putting that thread in maybe about 3 stitches behind. I'm putting that needle in about 3 stitches behind where it had ended, so I can overlap 3 stitches. Now, as you can see, I'm holding this elastic tight so that as I stitch, everything, all my fabric is going to be laying tight. So I'm just stitching right along that folded under edge line, right where my pins were going in, and I'm going super slow because I need to keep that stitch line right along the edge, not